Let's talk about leadership a little bit. One of the things that I say when I'm on my calls is like, you're not a leader just because you say you're a leader. You don't just get to call yourself a leader. The people in your charge, the people in your care, get to vote on that. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think you can have a position or a title, CEO, president, founder, and by default, you're in a leadership role. But I don't know if that makes you a leader. Just like if you have someone, I just happen all the time. I was talking to someone yesterday. He's like 20 something years my junior. He's an absolute leader. I talked to this guy. I'm like, I want to be more like you. So I think, yeah, I truly think leadership is earned. And I think a leader position is assigned, but leadership and the ability and the opportunity to influence others to achieve an impact, that's something you earn through your presence, through your compassion, through your competence. The list goes on. But yeah, it's I've had the position before as like a young officer in the military where I had the position, but I probably didn't have a whole lot of leadership.
Sure.
Uh,
Yeah.
you
Grew
know,
into it.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's sometimes you got to have somebody to kind of take a shot at you, shot on you, take a chance on you, and put you in a spot, and you got to make the most of it, right? Um, was there a time in the past where, and maybe it was one of those times where something shifted and you said, "Whoa, I've got to step it up here. I'm in a leadership role. I need to be better."
Yeah, I think there's been multiple times really for
Hmm.
that. And not even just in a professional setting, even at home, right? Like with the family. I honestly find that moment like, man, I really need to step up now. The most pronounced times I've felt that is usually in crisis when things are going
Yeah.
sideways.
Sure.
You're out of time, the ship's going down. It's like someone needs to do something different, step up and change. Now, I would love to say I was one of those proactive people that was always ahead of that. And I try to be, I strive to be. But where I've really leveled up is when it hits the fan. And it's like,
Mm,
okay,
right.
this is a no fail mission. This is go time. And I'm kind of going through my Rolodex mentally, whether it was as a ranger or a Green Beret or running my business or working for others. And when I felt like, dang, like I stepped up and led, I took it to another level. It was
Mm,
usually when things were not going well, like there was some disruption. And
right.
so for me, that's kind of the times where it stepped up. But, on the other side, I also realized like, hey, my leadership has, and I think for all of us, has room to grow. And again, I'm not talking about just for the founders out there, the CEOs out there. I'm talking about the mothers, the fathers, the friends, the brothers, the
Yeah.
sisters. Like we all are leading anytime we're around. We're influencing others in some capacity. Now we can do it by default, or we can be really intentional about it. But I think we're all doing it. And I think it's a skill. I think when to me, leadership, versus management, like management is running existing systems. I'm keeping the train on the tracks. I'm doing it right. Very important. But to me, leadership is you're taking a team or organization or a group somewhere where they haven't been before, or you help them navigate a problem they haven't done before. To me, that's and that's like my personal definition of the difference, right? Other people may say
Mm,
something else, but I think that to be able to get others to do something that's out of the norm, to help them get through something they don't think they accomplish, I think that's a skill. And just like whether it's playing football or basketball or whatever, a skill can be improved. LeBron James just didn't step, maybe he did, but I don't think he stepped on the court at like 4 years old and started just draining it.
right.
There was some interest, there was some training, there was some commitments, and people believed in him, and he became really good. Um, I think leadership's kind of the same way. If it's something you want to level up on, there's very concrete ways you can get better at it. Some people are naturally better. Again, LeBron James, probably naturally better basketball player if we were both 13 standing next to each other than Phil Kornachuk was.
Yeah.
Um, Genetics, whatever else. But at the same time, we both could improve our game. His just was going to go a lot further than mine, most likely.